Happy Sunday! Today we are back in my little studio here. I'm sitting down, I got a poppy, I got a little snack, I got my phone with some notes. We're chilling. This is my little edit area on my floor. This is where I like to sit, not at my desk. I'm just like a mover. I need to move around a little bit more. So this is where I like to sit and edit. It's like my little hangout spot. This is literally a dog bed from TJ Maxx, but I live here. So this year's been a little different for me. I think I've been thinking a lot about my purpose, a lot about my direction as an artist, as a beauty creator, as a makeup artist, as a professional, as a businesswoman. So I've just been thinking about a lot of those things a little bit more critically this year and going into depth as I really I don't know, I'm in my 30s. I want to think more about this stuff rather than just being like, I'm making the same content that I've been making for years. So I've been really evaluating everything lately in my professional space, and let me tell you, things have changed a lot. The first thing that I think is really different in my space is when I became a makeup artist, I was really focused on the makeup. I wanted to paint my face and do all these crazy characters and creations on my face because I was obsessed with the art. When I tell you, I bought every single makeup book that I could possibly find, bought it, put it in my bookshelf, read through all of them. I was obsessed with makeup. I really went in on the art and the craft of makeup. It's the reason I said yes when I was getting into makeup to literally every opportunity. I was like, bridal, I can do it. Jump in. Fashion, yes, I can do that. Didn't know how, just jumped in and literally taught myself and said yes to every opportunity. And now, Wade and I were talking about this the other night. Now I feel like in the industry, it's not really about the art of makeup. It's about fitting in with everyone else. And I have a lot to say on that because it's kind of my whole ethos to do the opposite. So when I came up with Different is Dope, that really came from a place of moving through this experience with alopecia and realizing that other people in the world see me as being inherently different from them. They see me as being a non-conventional standard of beauty, right? So I'm bald. I have alopecia. I lost all my hair when I was 15 and again when I was 26. So I've been through the ringer when it comes to looking different and showing up differently in this world, and Different is Dope has just become my whole saying. It's the logo of my brand. It is my life ethos and kind of everything I stand for in this world. So when I think of makeup and I think of the industry and just the creative content industry in general, it's so weird to now be 32. I'm 32 years old looking at the industry from an adult perspective because I feel like a lot of the generation kind of coming up and growing into this world right now, it's all about trends. It's all about this technique that you do because it's just trendy or it's cool or this product is being pushed, and it's really more like influencing. What I've kind of come to realize over the last 6 months really is that is not my space at all. I'm not here to sell you a product and be like, this is the best of this. That has always been a subsidiary of whatever else I'm doing. I'm here to teach you the art and the craft of makeup. I'm here to show you how to do a really cool creative graphic eye or how to bring out your confidence and your creativity through the art of makeup. That's what I want to do. That is my space. So I think over the years, I've just kind of understood that it's okay to not perfectly fit into that industry. And I know I said this a few weeks ago in a little vlog that I did, but it's just been really interesting to navigate that feeling in Los Angeles. My husband and I live here in LA, and it is just such an interesting thing to get invited to these events and go and show up the way we do in our crazy colors, just being us. And I feel like LA has changed a little bit. At least the whole complexion of the industry that I'm in has really changed in the last couple of years. It used to be so much more creative and welcoming for creativity. It used to feel like you were just authentically accepted. And now it feels kind of like the cool kids club. And I don't vibe with that as much. Wade and I don't really vibe with that. So it's been interesting being here in LA and choosing to live here, even though it's really expensive. We love it here. We love the city. But I just feel like that's changing. It's gotten to be this cliquey space that I don't vibe with as much. And I know that there's really wonderful, great creators within it, but I've just kind of been sticking in my own lane. And it's just been really interesting to see how it's changed and evolved over the last couple of years. I feel like even in 2021, 2022, it didn't seem as weird, vibey. It didn't seem as like exclusive. And now the industry just feels more about like the numbers, more about the analytics than it is about the art at all. And I think that's really interesting when you think about makeup, because even like now it's Coachella season, right? Everyone's at Coachella. This weekend was the first weekend. And I haven't seen any creative festival makeup looks. It's not about that anymore. It's about the Hailey Bieber cool girl, how put together and amazing can you look. Not about like actually celebrating individuality and getting creative. And I just feel like a couple years ago, you know, when Suva Beauty was around and graphic, colorful, bold eyeliner was in and people were using rhinestones and like creative things to add to their makeup, now it's just too cool girl. It's like everyone has to be so perfect all the time that it feels like it's just kind of impacted creativity. And I think that's so sad. So I've just been thinking a lot about that lately as an artist and trying to find my space in this whole industry. And I'm just like, I think I'm just gonna do my own thing. I think I'm gonna continue to just make crazy creative makeup videos. And if you're here for it, you're here for it. And if you're not here for it, it's not for you. I saw a really great video on TikTok the other day, and it was this guy saying that airplanes used to have a vibe and a style, and cars used to be a vibe and a style. You know, homes used to have their own originality and a vibe and a style. And all that has been replaced with what is trendy and what is cool now, currently. What is good based on people's idea of being like modern and cool now. And everything has become so trendy, and people seem to really connect with that. Having the big apartment with all marble countertops and white cupboards and nothing old or nothing funky feeling. It just feels sterile and it feels boring. I'll try and link the video that I found on TikTok down below. It's good. It was talking about that. And it's like, find your own style, find your own original vibe and like bring that into the world. And I'm really grateful that my partner, Wade, is like very much so that way. He and I see that through a very similar lens. Like we want to bring our own uniqueness to the world and kind of put it out there, whether that's through makeup, whether that's through content, whether that's through our partnerships that we work with brands on. All that to say is just that different is dope. Like, don't be afraid to really hone in on what makes you different and what makes you original, because I feel like in all spaces that is just being lost today. You know, the fact that I haven't seen one festival inspired makeup look is crazy. It's because everyone is doing the same thing, the same technique, using the same products that are trending. And if it's not that, it's what will come out on the market 2 weeks from now, and that will be the new thing. And then we just move so fast. Not only is it repetitive and basic in my opinion, but it's super wasteful. I was thinking about that the other day when I was wanting to make an outfit video, and I was like, oh, is that boring? I wear like the same clothes, just styled in different ways. And it made me actually appreciate that. I was like, no, that's a good thing. I don't need to buy new things all the time. I should be styling things that I already have over and over again. If you see me in that checkered dress that I always wear, it's because I love it. And I spent money on that years ago, and I still like wearing it and just styling it in different ways. So I don't know. In the makeup industry, I feel like there's so much waste. There's so many product drops, and a lot of them are great. A lot of them are good improvements. And I know that's always been the case in the industry, but with the trendiness that comes with TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and all the social platforms, I feel like it's just too much. There's so much out there. Why not just get creative and actually be original with what you're doing differently? Anyways, I have so many thoughts on this in a broader sense, but dialing it into what social media has become in the last couple of years is really interesting to me, because I do think that there's been a pretty major shift between creating to create around a specialty that you have, aka doing creative makeup or teaching lessons on piano or something, like whatever your special skill is. Content isn't that. Content is everything. Content is your life, capturing your life. And that's how people are using it. They're sharing everyday moments of their life. I'm not sure how I feel about that as an artist. Like, that is a totally different shift than we've seen in previous years. And I know that that happens, and that happens organically, but I don't know that that's a good thing for society. Like, the whole reason that you have a specialty is you put in more time than just the other guy on the street, than the average person, into a specialty so that you learn the craft of it, you learn the art of it. Like I was saying, when I got into makeup, it was essential for me to feel good about the service I was providing to my clients, to know the most I possibly could about makeup. And that was the only way I would feel comfortable working on someone else, is to call myself a specialist, and then I charge a rate. And the same thing goes with making videos. You know, back in the day when you had YouTubers, they were spending years learning the craft of making videos. Casey Neistat is a great example. Like, he has mastered the craft of making the videos in the style that he does, his own unique style. And it's interesting to see that playing field be completely leveled by something like TikTok. It has just changed so much. In 2020, when everything changed and everyone got a tripod and everyone became a creator, that just opened the floodgates. And now everyone was sharing their perspective in their life. And that is, I think, overall a good thing, to have more perspectives and more openness around all topics. But it dilutes the specialty that people have. And so as an artist, it's just been such a wild journey, like figuring out where I fit in that. Like, I will always make content. I will always feel good about what I put out because I love the art of makeup and I love sharing it with little girls who have alopecia, with 80-year-old women who are asking me how to do their eyebrows. I love being a specialist in my field, and that is my gift to the world, is to share creative makeup to uplift other people's lives. That's it for me. But when you work in a space that requires analytics and numbers, and the algorithms and the platforms totally have changed the way that people create, it's super conflicting sometimes. Sometimes it feels like we're being urged and pushed to make content a certain way, like Instagram Reels. If you're not natively a video creator, that was probably a big learning curve for you. Thankfully for Wade and I, like, we always edited video. He taught me everything I knew about editing, and it's been a part of our world for a while. But because different platforms require different forms of creating, you kind of shift what you're doing to fit that platform, especially if you're trying to reach more people with your work. And so it creates this like machine of similarity rather than originality. And that's what I'm trying to kind of backtrack on now in my life, in my journey as an artist, and in my professional career, is like, no, I don't want to be doing what everyone else is doing. I want to literally be doing it totally differently. I want to be doing it in my own style. So that's my rant for today. Happy Sunday. You don't need to shop the Sephora sale and pick up everyone's recommendations. Just do you and be original. That's it. Also be nice to people. Okay, that's it. Cheers, bye.